Ana de Armas has Hollywood fooled, but behind the red carpet and glowing interviews lies a trail of silence, scandals, and secrets. She dated a man linked to a dictatorship that imprisoned her own brother. She went after Nicole Kidman in the pettiest way possible. And now, she's in the arms of Hollywood's most controversial actor, Tom Cruise. Is Ana de Armas rising, or is she playing a dangerous game with power? This isn't the story you've seen in magazines. This is the side of Ana de Armas that Hollywood doesn't want you to know.
They were spotted on a boat in the island of Menorca. Here they are pictured together on the boat. These two have been sparking romance rumors since early February as they've gone on multiple trips together. London, they've done helicopter rides. One helicopter ride, of course, in Tom Cruise fashion was piloted by Tom Cruise himself.
When rumors first started swirling about Ana de Armas and Tom Cruise, people brushed it off as just another co-star fling. But the longer it went on, the stranger it got. They weren't just dating, they were everywhere. Private boat trips, helicopter rides, Valentine's Day in London. And somehow, paparazzi always just happened to be nearby, even in remote spots like Vermont. Vermont. Who gets photographed in Vermont? But it's not just the staged romance that has people talking, it's the timing. Ana went straight from dating the stepson of Cuba's dictator to cozying up with Hollywood's most secretive and controversial figure. No buffer, no break. Just one powerful man to the next. And here's where it gets even messier. Tom Cruise isn't just an actor. He's the face of one of the most criticized organizations in the world, and every relationship he's had since Nicole Kidman has been heavily scrutinized for being more publicity than passion. So now the question is Ana just in love, or is she in on something? Because what came next made people take a second look, not just at their relationship, but at Ana herself. And it all started with a petty little like on Instagram. It was subtle, just a single like on a post. But in Hollywood, subtlety is rarely innocent. Ana de Armas liked a shady Instagram post mocking Nicole Kidman's face, zooming in on unflattering photos and dragging her over rumors of Botox and fillers. But this wasn't just internet gossip. Nicole Kidman is Tom Cruise's ex-wife, one of the most iconic women in his life. And the internet noticed immediately. Why would Ana, who claims to avoid drama, publicly humiliate Nicole? Was it insecurity? Was it jealousy? Or was it calculated? Because let's be clear, Nicole and Tom were once Hollywood royalty. They adopted children together, starred in films. Nicole once said she hoped they'd still be together at 80. But the fairy tale ended, allegedly, when Nicole refused to join Cruise's so-called church. Fast forward to Ana, now rumored to be dating Tom, liking shady posts about his ex. Fans didn't hold back. One user wrote, "She's clearly insecure." Nicole was probably the love of Tom's life. Another claimed to have worked with Ana and called her nasty, demanding, and fake, only nice to people on her level. And this wasn't the first time Ana had been accused of playing dirty. Because the deeper you dig, the more complicated and darker her story gets. Especially when it comes to her ties to one of the most oppressive governments in the world.
The weekend, she was caught kissing this man right here. And who is this man, Mari? He is the stepson of no other than the dictator of Cuba. The dictator of Cuba! He's also an advisor to him. And this is a lawyer for the regime.
This guy is no other than the stepson of Cuban dictator Miguel Diaz-Canel. His father is the first Cuban president that is not a part of the Castro family since 1976. I just find this so hypocritical because this girl left Cuba to pursue a career in America because what else are you going to pursue in Cuba?
Before Tom Cruise, there was another man, and his name raised even more eyebrows. Manuel Marrero. Not a celebrity, not a businessman. He's the stepson of Cuba's dictator, Miguel Diaz-Canel. And more than just family, he's an advisor to the regime. Ana wasn't just casually dating him. She was photographed kissing him in public, smiling, laughing, like nothing was wrong. But something was very wrong. This wasn't just a bad boyfriend. This was someone propping up a government accused of jailing political opponents, silencing journalists, and crushing basic freedoms. A government that Ana, as a Cuban herself, knows all too well. You'd think someone who left Cuba to build a life in the US would distance themselves from the regime. But Ana did the opposite. In one disturbing moment, a Cuban journalist confronted Ana and Manuel at dinner, accusing them of dining on the people's money while Cubans starved. Instead of staying quiet or showing empathy, Ana lashed out. She mocked the journalist, swore at him, turned the whole thing into a joke. They had to leave the restaurant. It was ugly, but it didn't end there. Because the real scandal? Her own brother.
As you see, Ana de Armas' brother was arrested by the regime a few years ago for the high crime in Cuba of going against the dictatorship. And because of his stance against the Cuban regime, he conducted a hunger strike. And this was all during the time that Cuba had massive protests against the government. And she never said a single word publicly. But
here's where everything flips. While Ana was kissing the dictator's stepson, her own brother was being silenced by that very same regime. Javier Caso, a photographer and activist, had spoken out against the Cuban government in 2020. His crime? Posting criticism on Facebook. In Cuba, that's enough to get you arrested. He was summoned, interrogated, and prosecuted for simply speaking his mind. And when protests erupted across the country, Javier went on a hunger strike, risking his life to demand freedom for their people. And where was Ana? Silent. Not one tweet. Not one interview. Not a whisper of support for her brother. While he was being punished for standing up, she was out smiling with the son of the man running the country. People were furious. Comments flooded her posts. You betrayed your people. You stood with the regime that crushed your own family. The worst part? She never denied any of it. Some fans said they could never look at her the same way again. She left Cuba to become a star and came back supporting the very people who made her brother suffer. It's not just hypocrisy. It's cold. And for many Cubans, it was the ultimate betrayal.
Ana de Armas has slammed critics for not liking her movie about Marilyn Monroe. A lot of critics said that the movie was tasteless and wasn't very good. However, she came out and said that because the movie showed the industry in a bad way, people within the industry wouldn't like the film.
For someone who's everywhere, Ana de Armas has a strange problem. Her movies keep flopping. Scroll through her filmography and you'll notice something weird. Out of her top 15 movies, 11 have a rating of 3 stars or lower. Even The Rock, not exactly known for Oscar material, scores better. She starred in Blonde, the Marilyn Monroe biopic that promised awards and acclaim. Instead, critics called it tasteless, exploitative, and painful to watch. Some even said it felt more like punishment than a tribute. But Ana didn't take the criticism well. She fired back, claiming the film was too real, too raw, and that the industry didn't want to be exposed. It's a pattern. She takes on controversial roles, receives backlash, then blames everyone but herself. And yet, Hollywood keeps pushing her forward. Is it talent? Or something else? Because despite the box office failures, Ana keeps landing lead roles, often alongside Hollywood power players. Ben Affleck, Tom Cruise. Big studios, big budgets. Which raises the question, is Ana building a career on performance or proximity? Because if her movies aren't doing well, why is she still being treated like Hollywood's next big thing? Ana de Armas might play the perfect girlfriend on screen, but her real-life relationships tell a very different story. Let's start at the beginning. Her first marriage in 2011 to Spanish actor Marc Clotet barely lasted 2 years. People close to him claimed Ana had a fiery temper and that things often turned physical during arguments. By 2014, she had left Spain and fled to Los Angeles, leaving Marc and that chapter behind. Then came Ben Affleck. They met on the set of Deep Water in 2019 and were inseparable through the pandemic. Photos of them drinking coffee, walking dogs, they were everywhere. But when it ended hard. Ben was caught tossing a life-sized cardboard cutout of Ana into the trash, the same cutout his kids had been playing with. Brutal. Ana said the media attention made her feel trapped, that the relationship brought too much pressure. She left Los Angeles for New York, claiming LA was too much. But here's the twist. Now with Tom Cruise, the attention is even bigger, the paparazzi even more intense, and suddenly, she doesn't seem to mind. Private jets, public boat trips, helicopter rides, multiple vacations in just a few months, all while rumors swirl about secret projects and secret deals. Is this a real romance? Or another Hollywood illusion? Because when you go from a dictator's stepson to a man accused of leading a cult without missing a beat, people start to ask questions. And Ana's silence speaks louder than any headline.
I'm gonna say it, I am so sick of these two in their pap walks. It's not giving anything. Tom Cruise, I do not believe that you are dating Ana. Into all places to be spotted, Vermont? You want us to believe that there are paparazzi running around Vermont? Get out of here. This is giving too much. This is so annoying. I'm so sick of these two. Ana, run away. Run away as fast as you can from Tom Cruise.
From the outside, Ana de Armas looks like she's living the dream. But look closer and her moves start to feel strategic. She just listed her New York City condo for $3.5 million right as her relationship with Tom Cruise heats up. Insiders say she's working on multiple projects with him, not just one. And Cruise isn't exactly known for keeping his personal and professional lives separate. Tom has been showering her with gifts, flowers, jewelry, designer clothes. The kind of grand gestures that make headlines and keep her name in the news. And here's the kicker. Her latest project with Tom, Deeper, is on hold because he's pushing for a $300 million budget. No studio wants to spend that much, but Cruise is relentless. And with Ana attached, the project suddenly becomes part of the romance narrative. For Ana, this is more than a love story. It's leverage. A way to stay connected to power, whether it's political, like in Cuba, or cinematic, like in Hollywood. From Havana to Hollywood, she's moved in circles where influence means everything. And every step of the way, she's kept control of the story by saying as little as possible. But the question is, for how much longer can she keep the mask on? Ana de Armas is Hollywood's golden girl. Glamorous, mysterious, always camera-ready. But behind the glossy magazine covers lies a history that's harder to ignore. A brother imprisoned for speaking out, while she smiled beside the dictator's stepson. A petty swipe at Nicole Kidman that reignited decades-old Cruise drama. A string of relationships with powerful men, each one putting her deeper into the spotlight, even as her movies stumble. To some, she's just playing the game. To others, she's proof that in Hollywood, success isn't always about talent. It's about who you stand next to and what you're willing to overlook. From the streets of Havana to the yachts of the Mediterranean, Ana's story is one of calculated moves and carefully chosen alliances. But the higher you climb, the more people look up and start to see what's really there. So is Ana de Armas the victim of gossip or the architect of her own controversy? That's the question. And right now, the answer depends on which side of the story you believe.